Good day, everyone. I'm here to present to you for CMPS 1024 asynchronous online course, the Excel assignment, which has been released in week number 9. So you can see, so here we have week 9 right here, and then under week 9 you'll see the course assessment, and it says assignment number 3 Excel. So this assignment comes with a zip file, which when you open it will have two files. One will be an Excel file, which will need to be edited, and the other is the instruction file. So I'm going to basically take you through those um, right now, and then you see what's expected of you for the assignment. So the first thing is that you see the due date is October 30th, and that's 11:59 p.m. For my section, remember that's the deadline for a full credit for the assignment. You have an additional 7 days at a deduction of 10% if you have a valid reason for it to be late. So right now you're looking at about 19 days remaining before it is due, and so please get started on this as quickly as possible. Make sure that you've completed all of your Excel um, tutorials and lessons under Microsoft 2016 prior to attempting the assignment. So it tells you here that you must submit original work for this and every assignment. Again, this is the disclaimer, so that if you submit something that's previously been submitted or an old work from a previous semester, the grade will be 0. And remember, there are no retakes on those. So the assignment tells you to open up the CMPS 1024 Excel workbook, and you will select the payment table worksheet, and in cell B5 you will calculate the monthly payment using the payment formula. So the Excel sheet, so here it is, right? And you're going to basically, you have the classifications here for the employees. Each position of the employee is here, their salary, and their salary after taxes, right? So this is the budget sheet, and then you have the payment table sheet here. So now, for this one, the first instruction states that you will have the payment table in 5, and you will calculate the monthly payment using the payment formula. So here you have B5. It tells you that the interest is 5%. You have the terms, which is 30 years, right, which you'll have to calculate into months. And then you have to figure out the monthly payment on a principal of $250,000. So this is what it has here. And then here it has, you're going to calculate each of the rates based upon the years that are here. So you have your payment formula, which is basically here, the actual formula itself, and you apply this using cell range names for each of the years that are there. So this would be 5 years, which would be 60 months. This would be 10 years, which would be 120 months, and so forth. So you'll have to figure this out. So the principal does not change, the interest rate does not change, but the terms does change. So here is 30 years, 25 years, 20 years, 15 years, 10 years, and 5 years. So obviously the payments are going to be much higher for the 5 years, and the payments are going to be lower for the 30 years, right? So if you actually had a mortgage payment or a loan payment, the more years that you pay it back, you're going to pay back more interest over that time, but you're going to have smaller payments. So you're going to enter the rates, copy the rates stored in B4 to B8 and B9, enter the rates in increments of 5%, beginning with 3%, ending with 6.5% in B16 with 2 decimal places. So the name ranges C8 through H8, and name it NPER. Select the range B9 to B16 and name it rate. So each of the ranges will be named with rate. Okay, you will create a data table using the payment function, and by using the range names you will then provide the information to fill in the blanks across. So this is basically for all of the payments. Under the employee classification worksheet, you will use A5 to A9. You will name the range in this sheet. If I go here and show you this sheet, the employee classification, you're going to have how much each of the employees make, and then here for the employee budget, you're going to have to come up with the description, the number of positions, and then the budget amount that you're going to have for each position. So you can see here that you have the salary, but now in the instructions is telling you that you're going to have 6 people who are cashier, 2 people who are computer technician, 1 is a assistant manager, and 2 is a general manager, and 3 are the greeter. So those are the positions there, and then you have them listed here. So you're going to have to figure out how much it's going to be for each one. And again, you're going to be using you're going to link the sheets and the cell ranges and use cell range names, right, for each particular one. So you'll be able to figure out how much you're going to budget for that particular year based upon having these number of people in each position. Okay, so then you're going to calculate the budget, multiply the number of positions by salary for each position, sum the positions and the budget amount, column totals, columns and totals row. So you'll actually come up with, in the budget, you'll have your totals row of how much, this one here you wouldn't total up, you could just put an average, but the number of positions that you're going to have and the total amount of money that's going to be spent on this employee budget. Then on this last one here, you're going to create a new sheet called sales chart, and you complete the following in that sheet. You'll use the data in sheet 1 and create a pivot table and a pivot chart that shows the total sales for each month. Using the data in data sheet 1, you'll create a pivot table and pivot chart that shows the total sales for each of the different agent types. So all of this that you're going to be doing here in number 9 is all based upon the data that's here. So you're going to create a new sheet, right? And each of the new sheet you're going to be able to put down, you have the agents, the names, you have the trainees, you have their city, the type of general listings, and you also have the sales amount. So once you do that, you're going to create a pivot chart and pivot table total sales for Columbus and for Cleveland for the month of July. D is which city had the highest total sales for June. So each of your pivot tables are going to show a different data set. Okay, so you'll have a pivot table and pivot chart that shows each of these things. Total sales for each month, total sales for each of the different agent type, total sales for Columbus and Cleveland for the month of July, and then you're going to basically answer the question, which city had the highest total sales for June, and you're going to use a pivot table which will show your answer. So the pivot table will basically decide for you which one actually had the highest sales, and that's how it's going to present out. All right, so if you have any questions on this assignment, once you go through the instructions and look at the data, please bring them up during Monday's session. We have 2 sessions before the assignment, I believe, is due. We'll actually have the 17th and the 24th. All right, thank you very much.